Hello, hello, world. I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening or morning. Whenever I don't know exactly where you guys are. I know that we have a lot of people in the US. We have some people in Japan, some people in Africa as well. Let me actually start by sharing my screen and add some context into this wonderful event of the Flare Forge Week. So this entire week, what we have been doing is trying to promote more applications and use cases of utilizing Flare's technology, right? We started by building a crowdfunding decentralized app with the Flare FTSO. That was on Monday. On Tuesday, we learned a little bit more about indexers and subgraphs. And then on Wednesday, we did have some fun redeeming FXRP to XRP. A lot of people tune in for that space. And right now, we are with Antoine, one of our dear ambassadors in Argentina, and he's going to show us how to build a tokenized real estate solution on Flare. How are you doing today, Antoine?
Yeah, really fine. Thanks, Victor. Hi, everyone.
Awesome. So for the people in our audience that is just tuning in, please make sure to share this stream with the rest of the community. We're getting quite a few people inside of the room. And of course, it helps us a lot if you just add comments, questions, reshares, you subscribe, you like, the whole package, right?
hmm
We're really interested in learning about the kinds of solutions that you guys are building on Flare. And
hmm
for today, before we dive deeper into the workshop itself, I just want to ask Antoine one very simple question about his experience building with these tools and what was kind of like the main challenge that he found, and maybe some of the good stuff as well, meaning how good was the support with the documentation, a little bit about the developer experience on Flare from your point of view.
Okay, so thanks for the opportunity to share my work with the partnership of Flare. First of all, the documentation of Flare is really clean to me. First, it uses the really appropriate code snippets when you need. So I really appreciated working with this documentation in dev.flare.network. So the most comfortable to me was to use the FTSO second version. So it was really I knew before the in my use cases commonly the chain link oracles, but we I did really appreciate the distinct way to use the oracle of Flare because it used bytes instead of address. So I was really comfortable using it. And then the FDC. So I will show to you the use case of one attestation type of FDC named as Web to JSON. So this documentation to me was really interesting. Really focused on hard hat. So hard hat is a framework I really comfortable to use when I would develop my blockchain solutions. So it was really comfortable to me to use it. And maybe it lacks a little about front end part because I wanted to put it inside the front end. So I did work a little more on this way. But anyway, in general, I'm really satisfied on it.
Awesome. That's great to hear. I think at some point we can cover more about the difference between utilizing oracles like you do a la Chainlink compared to Flare. I think it's interesting to dive deeper into that subject for developers.
Hmm.
But right now, since we have quite some people in the room already, I think we are in a good position to get started with the workshop itself. So if you want, please share your screen. I'm gonna stop sharing mine,
Hmm.
and we can get started.
Let's go. So so I will share the main code of the solution I did develop with Flare. So we have two parts. We have a backend part built in a hard hat framework with the smart contracts in um, the folder contracts and all the package in order to deploy really quickly all the smart contracts inside the Flare Custom 2 testnet. And then I did build some helpers in order to bring back directly inside the front end part, which is next.js stack, in order to get directly the ABI of the smart contracts and the artifacts. So I did work on my own with the beginning from scratch from the RDAT framework in order to build manually this helper in order to work really quickly directly on the front end. So if you want, I will begin with the smart contracts that I did develop for this Flare solution. No, are you okay, Victor?
Yeah, I think that maybe we can even take it a step back and explain to the people what exactly
Okay.
is the solution about if they have never heard about real world assets and what
Okay.
this entails. Maybe explaining a little bit that would be helpful.
Okay. Perfect. So I did. To begin, the blockchain word is like a word a little really interesting in many parts because it brings to the world a decentralized solution that a lot of domains inside the world will need to work really more efficiently. No, the thing is that the blockchain in general is a really uh, digital, so it brings a lot of solutions but which have difficulties to coordinate with the real world. So I did want to merge the real estate world, so really basically market which we can tag as web 2, so really web 2 and physical world in general, and the tremendous solution from the blockchain. That's why I wanted to merge these two words inside. And another things I wanted to do is to bring a little API from artificial intelligence, intelligence artificial. So the way was to build frameworks, solutions with the Solidity smart contracts, which allows owners of properties to build their own property, like I don't know, a house based in New York, but bring it inside the blockchain, so the Solidity smart contracts. And then from this point of view, the owner of the property can sell fraction of his house. So maybe we have a house with the price of $200,000, for example. And the idea of the smart contract, what really interesting in this solution is to fractionize this house in little portions of 50 bucks each. And this solution is like a little template to understand the possibilities of the blockchain merged to the real world in particularly the real estate world.
Okay,
Is
super,
that
super clear. Sorry, I was on mute, but I think
yeah?
this is a good starting point for the explanation. So I think
Mhm.
we can move forward.
Perfect. So first of all, in order to understand, I will focus first on the backend part to explain what was the logic, what was the strategy, what was uh, the ID with these smart contracts, and then we will move on the front end part in order to make more alive this solution, and I will explain how it works. So first of all, we will focus on the contracts folder, which hosts the smart contracts logic of this solution. First of all, we will need to visualize the property like an NFT. So solidity and first of all the standards that I took from Open Zeppelin. So Open Zeppelin is a solution existing in the world of the smart contracts to bring safety of the smart contracts we use. So that's why I wanted to use it to explain much more. They bring some uh, tools uh, ready to go, named as Contract Wizard. Maybe I can show you the screen of this. So this solution allows to build really quickly and with safety a little smart contract. So I will show you this.
I think you stopped sharing the screen, so maybe you want to share
Yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah. Yeah. So this. So I did begin the solution with Open Zeppelin contracts wizard that I recommend you to use if you want to build from scratch smart contracts. And particularly for this solution, I begin with the standard ERC 721, which uh, is the main standard for the NFT. So this solution visualize one property like an NFT. So I will go back inside the smart contracts. So that's why I explain here. So we have a property NFT, which correspond to an house, a property. Then we will fractionize this property in multiples fractions as the ERC20 standard. So this standard in Solidity represents tokens, represent um, uh, fungible tokens that we can share and we can trade eventually then. And finally, I did build a marketplace, really simple, in order to allow whitelist investors to buy these these fractions of properties. And this marketplace will be like the main orchestration place to trade and deal with this fractionized property. So so this first smart contract property NFT is really like the basic ERC 71 solution that I did, which I did bring some little options like URI storage, which will be really important for our use case because URI storage and the URI and general in the smart contracts represents metadatas of the property. So it's really, really important in our use case because we want to merge uh, ERC ERC 721 property like an NFT to metadata from the real world. So that's why it's so important to understand the URI. URI represents the metadata of one property. So let's go back to the smart contracts. So it's really, to be really clear, property NFT is like a smart contracts, which is really the copy of ERC 721 standard from Open Zeppelin to bring to build an NFT of a property. Then this function SafeMint is the main function, the heart of this smart contract, because it allows to create this property on the blockchain, and this property should be associated with the URI, and the URI is a JSON of metadata which represent the name of the property, a description, like a description of the real estate world. So that's why we will use in our solution an intelligence artificial API named as Mistral AI. So it's an European solution, really similar to Deep Seek, if you know about this solution from China. It's really flexible, and so that's why we use it. And we will to add the main metadata as the image of the property, and this image we will uh, build it with another intelligence artificial solution named as FreePick. So FreePick allows us to build an image for free with a text description. So we will use for the description an LLM intelligence artificial named as Mistral AI, and for the image another text to image intelligence artificial named as FreePick. And then we will bring some attributes to our property, like the surface. So really important, because the surface will drive our entire solution, and the location. And then the solution will analyze alone which type of property is. So between a studio, a flat, an apartment, or a villa. So SafeMint. Second smart contract, important, the property token. So the main smart contract, in order to, when an NFT smart contract, an NFT property is built, we will to associate for each NFT fractionalization token of this property. But for this, we will need the Flare solution named as FTSO. Why? The FTSO will allow us to bring from the real world the price of something tangible, and we will use it as the price of Ethereum in dollars. The FTSO will allow us to bring real world standard price from for our property. So so the idea is to bring a fixed price of sing one of $50 each token of our property, in order to allow the investors to buy a minimum of $50 one token. So that's why it's really important to have our solution of FTSO to bring that. So mainly in the smart contracts, we it's divide in two. We have first the property token, which is a standard ERC20 representing the fraction token of one property, and then we have the factory. So the factory will allow us to bring the a really cost optimized um, token to build from our NFT. And we will use for this in order to diminuate a lot the price of Ethereum when we are building our token, which can be really, really expensive in cost of gas in solidity. We will really lower it with the use of one solution from OpenZeppelin named as clones. Clones will allow us to diminuate like 90% less gas um, to use when we are building our token related to our NFTs. So that, and then we have the marketplace. So the marketplace is the main place to use because it will coordinate all these two smart contracts, property NFT and property token factory. So we are getting back the main functions like safe mint we just look before, and the create property token from the property token factory smart contract in order to coordinate all our logic inside this smart contract. So basically, we will allow first in this solution to list to create our property. So we have two main functions. The first is the creation of the property that will call our function SafeMint from the ERC 721 standard property NFT sol smart contract. And then when we have so the NFT created with the ID NFT ID, we will associate this NFT to the tokens that we will build in the same way. And in the end, we will have one new property with related tokens, fractions tokens of this property with the supply. And then when an owner, and in order to ensure that only the owners of one real property can mint this, we will add this, and this is a Merkle proof. So we will use the cryptographic solutions named as Merkle tree Merkle proof to certificate that the person who is calling the function create property is really habilitated to mint an NFT. If not, it's not possible. So in order to verify that, we will use a really crafted solution named as verify macro proof from from OpenZeppelin. And this solution allows us to um, cryptographically certify that one address who is interacting with our smart contract is the correct address of a whitelist. So this function is functioning like that. And then when a property is created, it's possible to list tokens of this property in order to trade. So for this solution, we won't uh, investigate more in the tokenomics part or the DeFi part. We will really focus on the creation of a property and how to mix this property to correct metadata that we will verify with the FDC solutions of Flare. So in this way, we will need to use a fourth smart contract named as the FDC validator. The FDC validator allow us to correctly get back the metadata of one NFT. So if we go back in property NFT, we want this type of metadata to um, to fix to to be related to our NFT. And the FDC solution will allow us to certify that these metadata are really corresponding to the NFT. And that's the really awesome way to use the FDC. So to me, the FDC can really transform the real world. Why? Because it's authenticate like sensitive data, for example, like I don't know, a contract when we are buying or selling one property. It's always a lot of money, and so the legal and juridic part is really tough all the time. You have some contracts really important to bring with the contract when you are buying some property. So this solution, FDC, to my opinion, is really a solution who can bring you like an attestation, a certification of your real world data. And so that's why I wanted to work on this solution to merge problems we can meet inside the real world and the awesome solutions of the blockchain to um, bring some transparency and resilience of the in the real world. So FDC and in this way will take the IPFS um, storage of the metadata. So what is it? What is it? IPFS is a solution, decentralized, in order to store metadata like um, with a lot of weight, like for example, image descriptions, like in our property NFT, the really um, densified data are the image and the description. So if we store it inside the blockchain, it will cost a lot of gas. So IPFS is a solution which allows us to store our heavy metadata from a decentralized perspective, which is the way we want to do that. So we will use IPFS and the solution named as Pinata to pin, like really to pin all our metadata stored there inside the block, inside the Web3 world. With our NFT, we will only store inside our blockchain on chain the NFT ID, and we will relate it to our metadata stored in IPFS with the use case of the FDC and the Web2 JSON attestation type of the FDC. So IPFS will look like this. Will look like IPFS 2 points dash dash and CID. CID is like the cryptographic signature that we can use in order to bring back our metadata. So this smart contract FDC validator will took back our CID from IPFS and will put it inside a gateway URL we can utilize in 8 main protocol, actually in the Web2 HTTPS. So in this way we can visualize from our front end our metadata. And then when so the tough part of the FDC validator is to take this CID of the IPFS metadata, and then when it will work, then we will shrink it. We will wrap it inside cryptographic request named as Web2 JSON request from the solutions of Flare. In this way, we want to get the metadata based on the IPFS CID, and then we will use the solution of FDC to wrap it inside a cryptographic signature, and then we want to um, put this request to the DA layer, that is another solution of the FDC, in order to certificate that our metadata are totally corresponding to the required metadata of this simulation of real estate tokenization application. Then we will have the solution of the validation of this proof, because the cryptographic signature is a proof. And then with this proof, we could have our certification, uh, cryptographic certification, that the metadata we bring for our property are totally uh, certified with the types um, of the metadata the application is waiting to. So, and for this the main case of the FDC solution we use with Flare, because Flare bring us the possibility to certify with this attestation type concrete use case of real estate. So now,
So,
if you want,
Antoine, so
Victor,
sorry
we
to inter-
can go back. Yeah.
yeah, so sorry to interrupt you there. It's just that I'm checking out here on the chats. Shout out to everyone who joined us today for participating. And we actually have some questions. So I just want
Okay.
to go over the main one, which is how would you add or attach effects that happen to real estate property, i.e., new roof, termite treatments, taxes paid, home inspection complete with results, whatever. How would you go about that?
So this way, I think definitely the FDC solutions can totally fix this problem. But the real estate world need definitely to integrate the main actors of this domain. And I mean, for example, the main actors from the juridic part, the legal part, I don't know, the real estate part could be merging with the solutions we can bring from the blockchain part, in order to all the data from these specific domains could be certificated with solutions like FDC. But in this way, it's really all the actors need to merge to bring solutions really strong for the real estate world. I don't know if I correctly answered the question, but it needs uh, participation of all the actors to me.
Yeah, one thing to add, just to clarify, because I always see this kind of confusion when it comes to the FDC, and I created a video trying to help explain this, which is the FDC. What it will do is to attest data. You can attest data from Web2 on chain, right? But
Mhm.
then and then perform certain actions on with the smart contracts once the data has been verified, right? That's the kind of the idea. But then the source of that Web2 data, that's a different story, right? So you always have to be aware about what kind of source you are relying to pull that data, if it's a Web2 API or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a different story. And here, Ayman, who is the person that asked this, is commenting. I am wondering what the incentives would be for them to participate.
Uh, yeah. So sorry. Can you? Uh,
Yeah, so the follow-up question is, I am wondering what the incentives would be for them to participate, because you mentioned that, you need several parties to provide certain information. So he's
yeah.
asking about the incentives.
Yeah. Definitely. So I'm not this accurate about the real estate world, but definitely to me, the lack inside the real estate domain and the lack of this solution is the legal part. Like to be really simple, when we are buying or selling a property, we need to have a contract. No. So to me, it's the same way as the DeFi. The DeFi is revolutionizing the financial system because it um, allow us to have transactions in a secure way that can avoid to spend a lot of money in tiers parties. No, it's the same way to me to this real estate world. If we are using the correct tools, and if we see from the real estate world like the legal part, so to me it's the legal part. If the legal part embrace this type of solutions to bring on chain and certify on chain in the blockchain the data then bring, it's a new solutions can be created.
Sounds good. I think we can move forward.
Okay, perfect. So we will go back in the front end. So if it's okay for you, so the front end will allow us to create a simulation of a property, and then we will use the FDC solution in order to see if the metadata are correctly related to one property we want to create. So I will deploy it on the Next.js front that I did develop. I think I'm on the, yeah, I'm sharing on my screen now. Yeah. Okay, so is there another question? Is that clear? I'm sorry for my little English, but is that clear for all the spectators?
Should be good. We don't have any other questions.
Perfect. Okay, so here we are with our front end. So we have with this front end like a template to begin to work with the FDC and the FTSO. So we will show a concrete use case of the FTSO with this little panel. So first of all, we will need to connect our front end to our wallet. So we will use MetaMask for this one. So this stack is using the I will show you. WAGMI and WAGMI and VM in order to merge the smart contracts part to the front end part. So here we go. The FTSO. The way we want to use the FTSO is to bring a tangible price from the real world in our solution, because we want to have a property with a tangible price. So we will use for this the Ethereum price from the reward in dollars. So here it is. And so you can see that the FTSO allow us to bring concrete data with a latency of 1.8 seconds in general. So we will refresh, and you see we have the accuracy of the um, the price, which is bring each 2 seconds. And then for our particular part, the NFT, we want, for example, if we have a property of 70, um, 75 square meters, the way I did build this tokenization solution in order to simplify, we simplify like this: the property is the surface of the property multiplied with one ether inside the smart contracts. One ether is equaling to one ether, and then we will multiply it with the price from the FTSO, and then we will have the dollar value of our property. So the entire property in this example with this price is of 272 $5,000, and then each token we can fractionate from this property will be 5,450 tokens of $50 each. And in this way, after that, we could, as an investor, hold this type of tokens, for example, to have like dividends or have stacking rewards, or for example trade it. So this solution is not bringing it, but it's maybe a template to develop moreover than this type of DeFi logic we can be bring to this solution. So, but this solution will only focus on the FTSO V2. So to bring a concrete price of Ethereum inside our solution. So this price is validated by approximately 100 independent data providers, and then we can calculate our property values in dollars. And then we have the FDC. So let's go back for the FDC. The FDC, when we are minting our NFT, first of all, we want to bring like input. The input or the surface at the location. Remember, in the beginning of the video, I tell you that we will really need these informations in order to build our real estate description of our property. And for this, we will use AI generation. The first AI will generate a description based on the surface and the location. And then from this description, professional description of our property, we will generate an image of this property in order to have the correct and adequate metadata for our property. Then we will upload all of these metadata on the IPFS solution, which is a decentralized storage solution. And when it will be okay, then we will ask the FDC if the type of data we bring to these metadata of our property are correctly have some integrity. So the FDC will check out if the IPFS metadata integrity is correct. And this solution requires um, more of 50% of the validator consensus of the Flare network. And then we will have a Merkle proof guarantee authenticity of our metadata. And then we can, in the end, mint our NFT and have our property ready to list and to trade. So let's go for a demonstration. So we will. So Victor, help me, please, or maybe the spectators. Which property are we gonna use? But before I just show one thing. I did ask about the whitelist investor owners. Remember? So I will show you how it's worked in this solution. If I'm entering another address like buyer two and I connect, I can't mint. Why? Because the smart contracts, remember, in the marketplace is verifying the um, whitelisted owners of property. They only are able to mint the NFTs. If you're not, you can't. So it's a protection for our solution in order to allow only the owners to mint the properties. No? So I put a whitelist person and it's okay. Now I can. We have a panel who indicate this to us. So now let's go. Victor or spectators, which property are we gonna create and which with surface area and which location?
Okay, let's put 100 meters squares or foot, whatever unit you're utilizing in Rio de Janeiro.
Rio de Janeiro. Excellent.
Exactly.
So generate. So the AI, I did build an API which is generated and parallel the Mistral AI description and the free pick. Oh, okay, I have some error, so it can happen. I will refresh. It can happen. I will refresh.
Yeah, no worries. Just to be
Uh,
mindful about the time so that you can have control over things. We have about 10 more minutes as a limit. Uh,
Perfect. So,
but I think you have enough time, right?
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So, the idea is to have this AI API working. So, okay, perfect. So I will go back in localhost. Perfect. So let's go. So we're starting the tokenization. So we told 100 square meters and Rio de Janeiro. So the API description working. Image working. Perfect. It's working.
Yoo-hoo.
So let's go. We have a property created and a description. So this description is in French. Also, I did it in French. So I'm sorry. Maybe I could add a traductor in English. But this description in French is looking really professional. And the image, so it's not rendering. It's normal. It can happen from the IPFS depending of the gateway. But we can. I have a fallback here with the IPFS fallback here, we have all our metadata here. So it worked perfectly. We did from your input of 100 square meters and Rio de Janeiro, we have a total description professional. The image, and the image is looking like that.
Looks
Okay?
super nice.
Hmm?
Looks great.
Yeah. So, and we have, so the surface attributes represent the 100 square meters, the location, and with your description of 100 square meters, it's corresponding to a villa for the logic of the API, and can reward an owner of the tokens about, for this example, 20 annual yield percent, but it can be worked in a tokenomics logic after that. So perfect. So now MetaMask asked me to a transaction in order to submit the request of the FDC. So let's go. We will confirm, and we can view the transaction here in the custom explorer as a fallback. And then, yeah, it's okay. Work perfectly. The FDC variation is complete. The metadata are verified and it's ready for the blockchain. So then we can, we have the this button create on blockchain, who's allow us, as the FDC validation is complete, we can safely create our property, because it requires all the type of metadata we wanted to put of our to our property before minting it on the blockchain. So let's go. We're creating it. So MetaMask asks me to um, pay some custom two networks to finalize this transaction, and it's okay. Validation successful. We can go back to another property, and we can figure out inside the blockchain, and it looks okay. Success. That's it.
Perfect. This was a great demonstration. Super, I would say, good for people that are getting started and want to do something with real impact, real use case.
Hmm.
So I think that we don't have that many more questions. I am seeing one question from Gary Brandman on YouTube.
Okay,
I don't know
let's
if there
go.
is a typo. Is there any uptake of this currently for everyday use case? I'm not entirely sure what they mean here, though.
Everyday use case. I don't know. This solution is like a little template, a legal is built in order to simplify a lot the the real estate tokenization concept,
Mm.
and to really bring a concrete use case of what can be do if we merge intelligence artificial, blockchain, and real estate domain. So that was really like a pedagogical approach to me. So in a concrete use case, I don't know, maybe it can show much more interesting concept. Like if we bring some tokenomics of this marketplace, like DeFi solutions, like for example, the hold of fractionized tokenized properties can retribute some rewards of an owner. I don't know. I don't know.
I think that they want to ask for like applications because now there is a follow-up question, which is I have a commercial property. How can I use this? Um, so maybe I should clarify here that this is like a demonstration of an application of real world assets. Of course,
Yeah,
there are platforms that are already implemented in production
yeah.
that you can take your property and list there, right? If I'm correct, I don't think we have one live on Fleur yet, but you know, I'm pretty sure that if you look on other specific chains, there are even chains that are built for this purpose. What is your experience with this, Antoine?
This experience of this application of
Yeah,
no,
I'm talking about like in terms of like actually, taking this to production and having your commercial property to utilize real estate tokenization.
sorry, I didn't understand the question.
So the question from
Uh-huh.
one of the people in the audience is, I have a commercial property. How can I
Okay.
utilize this?
Uh, a commercial property to utilize real estate solution inside the blockchain like this.
Correct.
To me it lacks a little of specifications, but maybe the way it can be used is to this application had a pedagogical approach first, so it wanted really to mix the two words in order to bring some solutions ready to go to show maybe to clients how we can merge all of this stuff. So I don't know, maybe use this repo.
And one thing that I wanted to highlight, I actually put here on the presentation on the streaming. You can borrow against the equity by selling tokens of your property. This is an interesting idea as well.
Yeah, sure, sure. As I said, I didn't develop the tokenomics of this application. The idea was only to show the use case of the FTSO, so bring back the Ethereum price inside our property to have a tangible price of our property in dollars, and then the use case of the FDC to certify the metadata we have for each property. So it only work on it this property, but then it's really open to develop the DeFi part, like the borrowing system, stacking system. It's really up to the developers to work on it. It's really like we can see it like a template, really a template which can be used to develop the financial part.
Yeah, I agree. Um, Perfect. Cool. I think that we don't have any other question. It was super informative. So I think we can wrap it up. Thank you so much, Antoine, for joining us today. And for the
Thank you.
people in our audience, don't worry, tomorrow we have even more. We have a different application. We're going to talk about random numbers on the blockchain and games, right? So it's going to be an
Mhm.
interesting one. You can tune in at the same time, 1:30 p.m. UTC, and that will be the end of the Flurch Forge week. I think we have had a very good reception from the public. So I appreciate you all for sharing this with others. Make sure to subscribe if you're on YouTube. Make sure to follow along if you're on Twitter. And have a very good rest of your day. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you.